Hi, this is Coach Colette, host of the Start Within podcast, and welcome to another episode of Financial Fridays. So when I was doing the research for today's episode, I came across two celebrations that are ironic in a way that they take on a really different meaning given our current situation. The first is, ironically enough, today, Friday, April 10th, is Global Work From Home Day. So I know that many of you are actually finding ways to stay home and shelter in place. And if you are fortunate enough that your work can be done virtually, you are actively practicing the work from home day. And that is something that I have done for a number of years since running my business, although I do also have a wonderful community at my co-working space, the Center for Social Innovation. It's also interesting to think of all of our essential workers who are not able to work from home because their jobs allow us to maintain some semblance of normalcy during these times, be that our transit workers, our bodega workers, our pharmacy workers, our other store workers. And so I want to give a salute and a shout out and a thank you to all of the essential workers who are either listening to this or even if you're not. And if you have the opportunity to interact with a delivery person or a transit worker or a store worker, if perhaps you are needing to dash out for some needed supplies, give them a nod of thanks, an appreciative word, a kind gesture. And also this week is National Public Health Week. And again, significant this week in particular because of all of the nurses and doctors and EMTs and medical researchers and midwives and all of the public health workers who are putting their lives at risk, again, so that we can stay healthier and help to flatten the curve of COVID-19. So I know that in New York, as well as probably in many other cities, at 7 p.m. at night, people are clapping outside of their windows or on their porches or on their fire escapes to give a standing ovation to all of the public health workers and thanking you for putting your lives on the line so that so many more of us can stay healthy and well. So these are some thoughts that I am sharing with you today to help you consider how can you share some loving kindness, even if it is from your heart, from a meditation stance, from a point of calm and relaxation, or if it's someone in your family that is an essential worker or a friend who is a public health worker, being able to give them some sort of word of encouragement, a word of thanks, a word of gratitude, as we all are in this together, navigating this particular situation. So that's all for me for now. Get ready and listen up to today's tip from Singh.
Hello everyone, this is Singh, aka Investing of the Investing Podcast with your weekly Financial Friday tip. Now is the best time to get educated about finances with all the spare time we're having in the quarantine. I know at home you can get really bored, so why not look up some financing terms you may not be aware of and brush up on your financial vocabulary? Sites such as www.fool.com and other various sites will help you brushing up on your financial vocabulary and help expand your mind. With that said, that is your weekly Financial Friday tip, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
Hey, it's Coach Colette again, back for what I'm going to call Coach Colette Unplugged, the opportunity for me to share with you a little bit more about what's going on with me during this COVID-19 time, and also to share some insights from my experiences and perspective. And I'm also curious what you are learning about yourself during these times. So one thing that I've noticed is I react quite strongly these days when things get canceled. So I've had a couple of instances, I'd say, in the last few weeks where meetings, events, conversations have been canceled. And I feel like I'm reacting more negatively than I would have in the past. I think it's because what I'm realizing is I have become very attached to my schedule, particularly my weekly schedule, because it gives me some sort of stake in the ground, if you will, as to what I'm looking forward to and what will be happening next. It's my connection to some aspect of predictability in all of this uncertainty. So that's been an aha moment for me. I have been doing some mindful meditation webinars really, where I've been talking about the 9 attitudes of mindfulness. And one of the attitudes is about letting go, like not grasping, not holding on, but allowing things to pass. And so I chuckle as I think about my personal experience, because what I'm realizing is that I am holding on for dear life to my weekly schedule. It also brings me to think about the 7 spiritual laws of success, a small handy book that I have from Deepak Chopra. And it brings me to the law of detachment. This is something that I have an ongoing, I would say, personal challenge with. I wanted to share with you something from the book, and again, by teaching others, I learn myself a little bit about detachment. So Chopra says, detachment comes from an inner knowingness that we are a pattern of behavior of a higher intelligence. When things don't seem to go our way, we can let go of our idea of how things should be. We know that in our limited awareness, we cannot see the synchronistic, harmonious patterns of the universe of which we and our attentions are a part. So it's very interesting. I think that in pre-COVID days, I did have a challenge with detachment. And now I think that that challenge has intensified because I'm struggling with how to deal with this overall context of uncertainty and clinging to or being attached to my weekly schedule. So now that I'm aware of this, I can aim to practice the attitude of mindfulness that is letting go, or to practice the law of detachment, which is not being attached to the outcome, and allowing myself to sit in awareness that there is a larger context, and this one meeting being canceled is not going to be the end-all, be-all. So those are some thoughts for me. Again, I would love to know what insights you are gaining from yourself during these times of uncertainty, because it is these insights that will help us to thrive as we move forward into the post-COVID era. So that's all from me today. Have a wonderful weekend. And if you do celebrate, Happy Easter. So what is your takeaway from this week's Financial Fridays segment? What might you do differently around your money and your mindset? For more financial advice, you can check out Suki's podcast, Invest Singh, where I also share tips on his Wellness Wednesdays segment. If you enjoyed this episode and haven't already subscribed, you can do so on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you like to listen. You can also connect with me on Instagram at Coach_Colette for more inspiration on personal growth and wellness. Tune in next Friday for another episode and get ready to start within to finish strong.